Improving your health not only makes your physique look better, it also makes your face look better. Like I just looked like kind of ill right there. And then here, obviously the sun has helped here because I was in Bali, but it just makes you look a lot better. So lots of people struggle actually eating the right food, not because they don't know what to eat, but because they can't eat it because their parents don't allow them to buy the correct food. And that was a little bit of an issue for me, and I figured out how to solve that, so I'm going to teach you. First of all, when you talk to your parents, I want you to constantly, from now on, constantly negatively reinforce all of the bad foods. So whenever they give you, you know, like something that's not an animal product, because that's what you should be prioritizing. If it's like cornflakes or if it's like pancakes or just like some sugary treat or something, just say what's wrong with it. Be so annoying to the point where they actually change. This is literally what worked for me. Just hate on everything that's not an animal product. So like vegetables, they just taste so bad for a reason. You know, they've got all this like phytic acid, they've got oxalates, they put Liam Hemsworth in the hospital for kidney stones because of the amount of oxalates in his spinach, that kind of thing. So you need to constantly talk about why these foods are bad, so your parents are constantly listening to it, they are constantly being informed that this is bad. And then the opposite side, positively reinforce all the good things. So when they give you some meat, just say, oh, this is amazing, this is going to make me feel so good, it's going to make me feel so full, it's got a ton of protein and everything. Greek yogurt, the same thing. Eggs, oh my God, it's got so much nutrition in these eggs. It's like a whole animal. Just look at that, look at the nutrition. Just you've got to be kind of manipulative and literally just reinforce this permanently. Just say, oh my God, this milk is so good. I'm so glad you don't buy the red milk, the skimmed milk, or God forbid you buy almond milk. Oh my God, there's not even any milk in almonds. I'm so glad that you buy whole milk, that kind of thing. And eventually, over time, they will start to catch on to the way you speak. So you could, over time, you could just say things like, oh, it's well cheaper just to get, for example, whole milk instead of almond milk. I think almond milk's more expensive. I don't really know. I've never bought it. But you could say, oh yeah, just buy this. It's a lot cheaper. Or it'll help me focus in school, you know, when you're trying to do some homework or something. This type of food won't give you brain fog. So you can say it'll literally help me get better results on my GCSEs or whatever. It'll fix my acne. You know, if I struggle with acne for ages. I still get a little bit every now and then. I think the sun is the biggest factor for that, for changing your acne. The best thing that's ever helped me is just being in the sun. As soon as I go into the sun, within a couple of weeks, acne is completely gone. That's when I was in the US for 3 months, completely gone. And then I came back to the UK and it just got a bit worse. So fixing your diet and the sun is just amazing. So you can just say, oh, I'll fix my acne. And just keep repeating this over and over and over and over to them. And the opposite, repeat why the bad foods are bad, as I said. So it'll make you tired, you might get fat, you'll just feel bloated. Or that's a good one. Just say whenever, you know, you eat like pasta or something, just go, oh, I feel so bloated. Maybe don't even say, I feel bloated because of what I've just eaten. Just every time you eat something bad, just say, oh, I feel bloated, I feel so sluggish, I feel horrible. And just say, oh, did you see that? See this new bit of acne that I just got from yesterday? I think it might be because of what I ate. And just keep saying it over time. And I promise it'll work. Promise it'll work. But obviously you do want to be respectful. I don't want you to think that you need to get like annoyed. I don't think you need to like shout at them or anything, because that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to improve everybody's life. I'm trying to improve your life, you're trying to improve their lives, because naturally once you feel the benefits of eating correctly, then naturally you'll just go and talk to them and want them to get on a good diet. I want that for my parents, and they're actually making fantastic progress. It's brilliant. And then they can share it to their parents. I'll get into that story in a second. They can share it to their parents, and then everyone, it's just like a massive movement of people improving their diet. And it's so important. It's like the biggest thing that I think people need to change in their life is the way they eat, because we're not eating naturally and we're all dying because of it, and we obviously don't want to die. So don't get annoyed, because it will take a long time. It took me years to influence my mum in the same way, so it does take time. But now I've got to the point where I was literally sitting at a dinner table the other day with my granny and granddad. We all came, like, you know, for like a big meal at the end. It was like lunch or something. We had a lunch meal. It was dead nice. And my granny cooked all the meal for us. It was like some beef and stuff. Oh no, it was lamb. Oh, it was amazing. But my granddad was, I don't know how we got onto the topic of it, but we were talking about different types of milk. And my granddad always got told to drink the red milk, the skimmed milk, because it doesn't have any fat in it, and fat is bad. Obviously his doctors told him that, and it's not the doctor's fault. Again, I want you to be respectful. I don't want you to say, oh, I hate doctors, because I used to do that a lot. I don't hate doctors. I hate the system that told the doctors what to say, right? Because the doctors are just doing their job. They don't know any better because they've been taught wrong. So I want you to be respectful when talking to everybody, essentially, about this, because if you come across angry or aggressive, then they're not going to listen to you. They're just going to shut off. They are constantly thinking of ways to stop believing in what you're saying. They are constantly trying to say no. So the less anger you can give, the more respectful, like, oh no, this is what I do, and it actually really helped for me, and I think it'd help you with this, that kind of thing. That will reinforce it, and that will help them out. And yeah, he was saying, oh, I just always drink red milk because that's what I was told. My mum was literally like, nah, but whole milk, it's got all the fat in it, and the fat is where the nutrition is. Basically, the nutrition is carried in the fat. And I was looking at her like, hell yeah. I was looking at her like, that's me speaking, but oh, it's amazing. And she used to be the same as my granddad, right? And eventually I convinced her and said the real truth of why we need to be drinking whole milk and have all the fat because of the nutrition in there. And then eventually she turned into what I was saying. And then eventually maybe even my granddad will switch to whole milk and he'll say that to his friends. It's amazing, just like a cool movement. Now, a brilliant strategy that I use is to consume educational content from people who I trust, who are talking about this type of diet, this way of eating. Like Paul Saladino, he walks into shops and he says, why would you ever eat this? You know, like, this is what you should be eating. This is what's actually in your McDonald's burger, that type of thing. And the more I listen to him, I find that I don't want to eat bad food. Like, you need to reinforce not only other people, but also yourself about the dangers of the bad food, because they're terrible. And if suddenly you just start watching content from people who are just like, don't want to sound horrible, but like normal, as in like they just eat normal food, then you're going to think that's okay. You see them like eating some chips or something, some fries, and you're going like, oh yeah, whatever, it's all right, and you'll just start indulging. But as soon as you just strict your content to only these type of people, this is Paul Saladino, we've got Face IQ, and Dr. Anthony Chaffee, he's carnivore. He's on like a raw meat diet. He is meat and fruit, so you can listen to whoever you want out of these three. But if you reinforce yourself, then you're more likely to reinforce others, right? So it's very, very important. And these are the people who literally got me from this to this. Like, I was just listening to the main gym influencers, you know, saying, oh, yeah, calories in, calories out. And then when I stopped listening to them, especially people like Face IQ, he talks about like looks maxing and everything. And it's a little bit of black pilling, like, you know, you need to have good genetics and everything. But you can, I mean, my genetics didn't look very good there, but now they do look good. So it's kind of not black pilling if you don't want to improve like your eyebrows, for example. Look at the state of my eyebrows there. And then I know you can't really see them, but they're a lot better now than they used to be, right? And obviously diet will massively, massively improve the way you look. So just reinforcing yourself so that you can reinforce others. Also, if you actually know what you are talking about, that is ridiculously important, because people are gonna throw so many reasons as to why you're wrong, and you need to be able to answer every single one of them. I want you to be that know-it-all, where they ask you a question, you answer it perfectly, and they literally go, oh, he actually does know what he's talking about. Because most people don't. I didn't at the start, and then I learned more and more and more, and now I have an answer for literally everything. So in this meat right here, which is, I think it's from Sainsbury's, yeah, 20% fat, you want the highest fat meat as possible, because that's where all the nutrition is, as you know. It's got vitamin A, D, E, K2, look, I don't even need to look at this. Vitamin A, D, E, K2, B12, taurine, carnosine, creatine, that kind of thing. It's got everything. And I know you've got B vitamins here, B6 is a good one as well. So you need to know exactly what you are talking about. You need to know why vegetables are bad. You need to know why vegetables don't have every nutrient that you need and that meat does. And to help you with that, I have made this app. I'm making this app, which is dedicated to this way of eating. Like, literally, the nutrition system is hormonal optimization. We're talking about muscle growth and recovery, getting a ton more protein than people say, how to actually get correct protein, bioavailable sources of protein. Tells you the food that we prioritize in here and foods that we avoid. Like, what other app tells you to avoid vegetables and nuts and seeds and grains? No app. So that's why I decided to build this, because I know that we need it. Maxing out carbs at 90 grams, at 100 grams a day, rather than having about 300 grams, because that is not good for your insulin sensitivity. It's important that we eat the correct food. And also, I just wanted like a whole, you know how you have to go to so many different apps? You've got about 500 different apps talking about fitness and everything, you've got one for nutrition, first of all, you've got one for your gym training, and then one for meditation and everything. So I added them all in one just because I wanted it to be in one nice place. And I wanted to make it really simple because lots of them are really overcomplicated. So I've been designing this app. It's called Elite Labs. It's the first link in the description. You can check it out. It is free as of right now. The features are currently still in alpha, so I'm still improving it. So there's a few bugs here and there, but I can guarantee you this is the best app for fitness there will ever be. And there are also a ton of courses in there that I'm going to be adding, which talk about nutrition, like the optimal diet and everything, the human diet, so that you understand what bioavailability means, what complete proteins means, what exact nutrients you need, that type of thing, so that you can answer these questions with ease, just like that. You don't even need to think about it. You just go, oh yeah, this is how, or this is why. Oh, it's amazing. I can do it now. It took me like a year, it took me 2 years to understand it. And now I know it. Oh, it's amazing. Now your advanced option is to pay for your own food. Just get a job and pay for your own food, right? Simple as. If you pay for it, then your parents aren't gonna say like, oh, well, why are you eating all my food? Why are you eating this type of food? Just buy it and eat it yourself. You don't even need to see them. They don't even need to see you eat it, right? You could just go and buy 5 eggs, cook them and eat them straight away, right? Without them even noticing. That is how you're gonna get. That is the best option that I would recommend. Or if you aren't old enough to get a job yet, or if you don't want to get a job, then I think you should take your nutrition more seriously and realize that this is probably the best way to do it, paying for your own food. But you can obviously implement this and learn a lot about it so that you can spread the information like I'm trying to do for you and for our generation of boys. So, as I said, Elite Labs is the first link in the description. I will see you over there. Good night.